So now we're joined by Kasper Roszbach from Riksbank. Kasper, what challenges does the banking union pose to non-members?
One of the challenges that non-member states face is the fact that there are large banking companies that have their head office outside the Single Supervisory Mechanism, but have subsidiaries within the SSM. And those subsidiaries are supervised by the ECB, whereas the parent companies are supervised by national authorities. Those subsidiaries may be very important for Single Supervisory Mechanism member states, despite the fact that the parents are located outside. This actually poses some challenges to the coordination between the ECB, national authorities, inside and outside the ECB. And the ultimate purpose, of course, of this coordination is that credit provision by these banking corporations can function smoothly, and that the sort of implicit borders between the SSM and outside countries do not constitute a hurdle for capital provision or credit provision.
How do you think the ESRB and the Single Supervisory Mechanism will coordinate going forward?
Well, the ESRB is a very important institution among the European institutions that are supervising the financial industry. And the Single Supervisory Mechanism has an important task in supervising banking institutions, and also has a task in conducting macroprudential policy. But the difference between the ESRB and the SSM is the fact that the ESRB is in fact the only institution that has all EU member states represented. And in addition to the member states, all the European supervisory institutions, so insurance companies, banking companies, and pension funds, markets, they're all represented in the ESRB. And in that sense, the ESRB is a very unique institution. Although it doesn't have powers beyond providing recommendations and warnings, it is the only institution that can look at the linkages between countries and between different financial markets and different types of financial institutions. So one of the challenges that are being placed in front of us is that, given that the SSM is going to play an important role for the euro area countries, that the SSM and the ESRB make a good agreement on the distribution of tasks, cooperate intensely, and make sure that they can exploit their relative advantages.
And how has life at your own bank changed?
Well, one of the areas where we're doing a lot of work that we weren't doing before is the fact that we've had well-established corporations between Nordic countries and the Baltic countries. We've had a joint group for looking at macroprudential policy and one for crisis prevention work. In those groups, the Baltic countries and the Nordic countries have been represented. Given the change in supervisory authority and the role of the ECB will now start playing a much more important role. Part of that role will be given content to by creating supervisory colleges, but even these existing structures will have to be revised, and that's an ongoing piece of work at this moment.
Okay, Kasper Roszbach, thank you very much.
Thank you.